Welcome to Business Over Beer, where entrepreneurs, small business owners, and people passionate about what they do bring us their stories and their favorite beer. Hosted by Ben Surratt, Jonathan Kaler, and Jason Knope, it's time to get down to business and drink some beer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Business Over Beer podcast. We are with Larry Sharpe of the Sharpe Way. Larry, thank you for joining us.
It is the most exciting show on the planet with the name Sharpe in it.
That's correct. Yes, that is accurate. Yes, it is. It is the absolute coolest, funnest, best, highest rating show with the name Sharpe in it. Absolutely.
No question.
Correct.
That's right.
And that's Sharpe with an E, just so you don't get confused. And the E stands for entertaining. Just so you're clear on that.
In part one, we heard a lot about your journey to entrepreneurship and kind of how you got to libertarianism. And we talked there at the very end of part one about really about sort of your basis in libertarianism. So I'm really looking forward to getting farther into your politics.
Sure.
What happened in 2018 when you ran for governor?
Yep.
And more about sort of what your future vision is and how you can be the mediator. We talked about that, I believe, offline, sort of the mediator between what's really happening in American politics. But before we get there, Ben, you still look thirsty.
It's amazing, Jonathan, because I am still thirsty. There's something there.
Nice.
Larry, every episode of the Business Over Beer podcast, my lovely wife, Angela, picks us out a mystery beer. We call this segment Angie's Mystery Beer.
Wow. Very original.
Now, my loving wife, and she loves us. She loves what we do. She's supportive. And her beers that she chooses for the mystery beer have, what's the word I'm looking for, Jonathan?
They're typically high octane.
High octane. So we already had, in the last episode, we had the 11% Bear Lick. What is it called again?
Pancake House.
The Pancake House.
Jason
So I'm
loved
kind
it.
of...
He did. Jason loved it.
Knope loved it, yeah.
Actually, I believe he didn't hate it.
Oh,
Didn't hate
right.
it.
Wasn't horrible. Right.
Wasn't horrible.
Wasn't horrible. Got it.
So here's the game. So the game is we open the bag, we open it, we pour a little bit, and we take a sip and try to guess what it is. Just our thing. You know.
The game.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a game.
No
to
big
play.
whoop.
No big whoop.
No.
I got one. Knope, you got one? All right.
Brown bagging it, baby.
We'll let you know, Larry, how it goes.
I'm listening.
The key is not to peek.
Oh, was that the key?
Kaler loves to peek.
Got it.
See? He did it already. Look at him.
What'd you say?
You're a peeker.
He said you're a cheater. is what he said.
No.
He said you are a cheater.
Peeker.
Lie.
Part of the can exposed, Kaler.
I do, but I did not peek. When I peek, I admit it. I did not peek.
He did inhale. He did
it
not
ripped.
inhale. He did not inhale.
It ripped at the staple. I did not
Downhill.
see it. I did not see it.
You got to slow down, man. Take it easy on those bags.
Look, blame the Pancake House for that, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Woo. Woo.
Look at that.
That's
Beautiful.
pretty.
That's
pretty.
That looks like a beer we would like.
Well,
Smells like it. Yeah.
Whoa. It smells like French fries. Smell it. It smells like French fries. Do you smell it?
no.
Smells like pineapple.
Yeah. Thank you, Knope. Yeah, it's pineapple.
Good for something.
All right.
All
Fine.
right.
Smells like pineapple. Prost.
Roast.
Roast.
No, come on, Kamikaze.
I'm about to. Yes. I came on this podcast. I'm clearly doing kamikaze mission. Clearly.
If you die tomorrow,
I'm blaming you personally for that French fry thing. They did pineapple, and you said French fry. Now I know your brain is broken.
Well, it's a hazy.
It's lovely. It's delicious. It's refreshing.
I like it.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is.
I'm telling you, it smells
really
like
good.
It smells like Wendy's French fries.
What in the?
Now you're making me hungry.
No, man, I'm serious. Think about what Wendy's French fries taste like. That's what this smells like.
Dude, I haven't been to Wendy's in at least a week.
Kenobi said pretty good. This stuff must be amazing.
I didn't say it tasted like Wendy's French fries.
He didn't say it was McDonald's French fries. He said Wendy's French fries.
Got it, Wendy's.
That's good.
That's for chumps. They have Wendy's.
I
Real men have McDonald's French fries.
All right, Knoper, can you reveal, please?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a hazy IPA. It's probably an Imperial hazy IPA.
It's Wendy's beer.
Wendy's hazy IPA.
Yep.
All right, we got Georgetown Brewing Meowza Double IPA.
Whoa.
Meowza. Meow.
Wow.
It is.
Please refrigerate. Warm beer sucks.
That's
the Double India Pale Ale, bro.
Holy jeez.
From Seattle, Washington.
I like Georgetown.
Kaylor, you said double IPA, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I said it was a hazy though. They don't mark it as a hazy, but I mean, look at that. I mean, it's
8.1.
It's got the hints of pineapple. It's nice. It's a good beer.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna drink the whole one of this one.
Larry.
No Wendy's French fries in it?
No Wendy's French fries.
Oh, okay.
Nobody looked at the ingredient list. He
I'm
can't
just saying,
say that.
If you look right now, there might be a French fry in it. I'm just saying.
Oh, what do you know? Wendy's French fries.
There we go. Yes. It's the second ingredient.
I don't know why I didn't look at that sooner.
Absolutely.
Governmental warning. According to the Surgeon General, you may crave French fries after drinking this. There it is.
Bingo. Right there in writing.
That was right next to the pregnancy part, wasn't it? French fries. And pregnancy.
It was before the pregnancy part.
I love the little cat. Meow.
All right. Larry, back to the show.
Do it. Let's do the show. We got squatches to beat.
We got squatches to beat.
We do.
So as a card-carrying libertarian myself, I was very frustrated this past election. And not because of the candidate. Jo Jorgensen I'm sure she's very nice. I'm sure she's very.
As soon as someone suffers, I'm sure she, some bad's good. I'm sure she's a nice person. And here comes the but. And then this is it's fine.
So I mean, look, I believe, and this is from just I follow you, I follow Dave Smith, I follow Sarah Kennedy.
You don't have to soft this at all. She was a terrible campaign.
Okay,
it was a terrible campaign. It was horrible. It was embarrassing. Why do you think I didn't want to be on a ticket? I saw that coming a mile away. So I didn't want to be on that ticket. You think people didn't want me on that ticket? It was a train crash. I saw I'm like, oh, that's going right off the cliff. I'm not going to get on that train. It's going off the cliff. Why
it was brutal. It was brutal.
If you watched, I could have won the VP slot if I wanted to.
Yeah, 100%.
I said, no, I don't want that. When I saw a turn, I'm like, I'm out. No, thank you. Who wants on that big train? Good luck. Watch it go off the cliff. It was a disaster.
Happened? So what happened? What was so disastrous about it?
Well, all right. Let me go to, if I can, let me go to why I ran for governor, because this will come together. It will. Is it okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Yep. I
was going to leave New York City. I was tired of it. So I thought, I'm going to pack up and get out of here. But to do what I do, I have to have a big city, right? That's as a consultant, I've got to have a big city with people who got big checkbooks. So I thought, I'll go to Charlotte. That's not bad. New Yorkers go there. So many New Yorkers go to the Carolinas. They have a name for us. They call us halfbacks because we moved to Florida and halfway back. That's literally what they call us. That's how many New Yorkers live. We've lost 1.5 million New Yorkers in the past 10 years. We are going to lose 2 Congress people in this election, in this census. That's how bad my state is. So anyway, so I was going to leave. I was going to be part of it. I was like, I'm out. So I went down to Charlotte and I realized I could sell my house in Queens, buy a mansion outside of Charlotte, pay less taxes, happier life. I got angry. I said, why do I have to leave the city I'm born in? Why do I have to leave my friends? Why do I have to leave my business? Why do I have to leave? Why does my state suck so bad? Why does it do that? I'm going to change it. I'm going to run. The optimist that I am, I thought, I'm going to fix things. So I decided I was going to run. And that was the reason why I ran in 2018. Well, there were many, but that was one of the reasons why I ran in 2018. So I supported our candidate in 2014. I was his driver. I was donating money to him. I was helping him with all kind of stuff. I was a support guy until 2016. In 2016, I tried to be the vice president. And I lost that. In the libertarian world, it's two separate internal primary type elections internally to decide who was our ticket. VP and P is separate. Gary Johnson won the presidency in 2016, the nomination, and then Bill Weld won the VP. I lost by 31 votes. Not that I'm counting, Ben, shut up, okay? Stop. Who's counting?
Oh, dude, I followed.
You're counting. I'm not counting. You're counting. Anyway, 31 votes.
Voter fraud.
It should have been Bill Weld and you is what the ticket should have been.
I liked Gary Johnson. I did like Gary Johnson. I'm a big Gary Johnson fan. So
Bill Weld would have been a better candidate at the top of the ticket.
A lot of people thought that. It's true. A lot of people thought that. But anyway, so I thought when they're done, there's going to be a huge open hole in leadership, right? That's what's going to happen. And that's what happened. So I thought I have to step in. So 2017, I announced. So I start to rally people behind me to start moving this thing forward. I raised $500,000. I cross the state. I get press. I get Joe Rogan. I get Dave Rubin. I get all that good stuff. And I got it because of policies, right? The healing part that you asked about, Jonathan, is if you're a third party, rhetoric doesn't work. Rhetoric does not work if you're a third party. Rhetoric only works if there's two parties. Because when it's two parties, I'm not him works. It works. Right? Most people in two-party system aren't voting for anybody. They're voting against the other. Voting is based upon fear. So literally, Biden's campaign last year was, I'm not Trump. Yep. That was his entire campaign. What about foreign policy? I'm not Trump. What about domestic policy? I don't know if I told you, I'm not Trump. What about economic policy? Okay, did I not say I'm not Trump? Do we have to have this conversation? And that's basically his entire campaign. And that's common. That actually happened when Cuomo ran. It happens all the time. I'm not the other. So I had a lot of policies. I had ways of actually solving problems. Like I expressed how we can solve our MTA problem, how we can fix our farmer problem. Right? I discussed how we can do all these things, poverty issues, how we can, pay for things without having to raise taxes, education system. I brought it all up at actual policies.
And I love, I'm going to bring this up because, man, I'm have you on. I love your way of explaining the standard when it comes to drugs and to why do you need? Oh, I'm sorry. I had to say it.
I love it, and that was my whole point. I had actual policies that would help people, and every one of my policies made sure that people who were poorer or the little guy got better service every time, without exception, and no new taxes, and no force. And my website's still up, LarrySharpe.com. You can click the policy button. My policies are right there. White papers are there. The data's still there. Take whatever you want. So I went through that entire process, and I understood how to make this work. This was the equivalent of my first business. I learned how to campaign by failing in this campaign. If that makes any sense, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I do things. I learned stuff the hard way. Again, don't recommend that. I'm just saying that is what I did. So I learned the hard way. So when 2020 came, I was like, I'm not running because I can't afford to literally not take a paycheck for a year and a half. And when I ran for governor, I didn't work for a year and a half. I literally did not take a paycheck for a year and a half because I had to be a full-time campaigner to have any chance of having any impact. And I told people that whoever's going to run needs to be running a year and a half out and not working. And our party didn't want to hear that. And we in our own party had our own internal fighting. Yep. And this was our biggest, and I told people that too. I did videos on this. I said, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, guys. It's a failure. And didn't hear it. We had the right had their own candidate. The left had their candidate. And they were so vitriolically against each other that neither side would ever vote for the other. We had become Trump, Hillary Clinton within our own party. So what did we get? We got our second choice. Joe Jorgensen was everybody's second choice. Nobody's first choice. Everybody's second choice. Because we couldn't, in the way our system works, building coalitions is how you win. I learned that in 2016 when I almost beat Bill Weld. There were 5 or 6 people running. By the end, it was just me and Bill Weld because I had united all the other coalitions together. They were all on my side. I was the anti-Bill Weld candidate. That became impossible last year for us. So we got our second choice, who wasn't ready to lead, who wasn't ready to do a campaign, who didn't have a good team, who didn't have any policies, and it became a boring, terrible campaign. And that's why we got our ass kicked. That's the reason. I said I would run if Judge Jim Gray was going to be on board. Why? Because Judge Jim Gray had 3 things. 1, he wasn't working. He was retired. He could spend all his time campaigning day and night, no issue. I was prepared to not work. Him and I would have been campaigning day and night every single day. That was number 1. But number 2, he'd already raised money before. He'd run before. He could put 6 figures into a campaign coffer overnight. These guys, our guys couldn't even become, they literally couldn't become lifetime members. Lifetime membership costs $1,500. Neither one of them was lifetime members. What are you kidding me? So he could do that, but not just that. He understood my idea. What I learned in New York State, running in New York State, was in a big city like New York City, I'm never going to get covered. Something's happening every single day. I'm going to be ignored. So I went to areas where nothing was happening. So they have 2 choices. The cow's going to escape or Larry Sharpe's coming to town. Well, the cow escapes like every week. So let's cover Larry Sharpe, right? So they would cover me and I'd get some local press. As I got some local press, what would happen is, most people don't know this, in most of the local areas, we were discussing this earlier, most of the local press has been devastated. So one writer will often write for 3, 4, 5, 6 different local papers. So getting one writer to follow you, you'll get in 6 local papers. Now you might say, well, who cares? Local papers, who reads those things? You're right. Very few people read them. But the people who read them, they vote. If you read your local paper, you vote. So it is the right group of people, even though it's a smaller one. But as the local papers start to get a bit of a buzz, the local city then will take me on. And before you know it, I get statewide coverage, right? That's the smart way of doing things. So I said with the judge, why don't we start in like 3 or 4 small states, play the same game, go to maybe New Mexico or maybe Wyoming or Nevada, or whatever. I don't care which state we'll pick. And then we'll poll it like 20, 30% in one state. And then that will become national news. And that's how we'll get coverage. He was like, Larry, let's do it. I told the others that. They were like, Larry, that's stupid. So I wasn't going to go with anybody else. He was the only one who accepted my plan. The rest did not accept my plan. They thought, we've got to do a 50-state plan. That fails every single time. And what I was saying is if we actually did this plan, even if we had lost the election completely, but imagine if we had won 1 electoral vote.
Holy jeez.
Imagine if we had won 1 out of Nebraska. I'm making that 1 out of Maine. These were attainable goals that we could have done. Now, it would have been hard, but we could have. It is possible. For us to win the election, it was a lottery ticket. But to actually get 1 out of Nebraska, that's attainable. We put all of our efforts into one area or into Maine. We win just 1. Every time you show that map, there will be a gold piece on that map. And everybody will be saying, gold, what's that? Oh, that's those libertarians. I would have just made every single local candidate valid for the next 4 years. And how we're going to move is locally. That's how we're going to move. So our ticket last year did nothing for us locally. Versus instead of us winning just 1 electoral vote someplace. Imagine if we had won a full state. If we had won like Utah or something, right? Or whatever. I don't care what state it would have been. Any state. That gold state on that map validates every single local libertarian for the next 4 years. You would watch local people start winning this year on. But we didn't do that. So now we hope for 2024 and we'll see what happens. I
get so frustrated with the Libertarian Party.
That's why I don't talk to them.
And you had
I don't talk to them.
Angela, what's her?
I'm a colonel.
It was a fantastic interview.
Los Angeles County Chair.
And I don't know why like you said, I don't know why you want that.
Yes. Like, what are you doing? Why would you want that job? I don't want that job.
But I had a little bit of it felt good for her to say certain things. Like, we need to be local. It needs to start local. I agree.
What most of them get in third party is the top of the ticket has the least chance of victory, but the highest chance for press. The bottom of the ticket has the least chance for press, but the highest chance victory. Many local elections are personal. I know the person, so I'll look past the party, or some of them are actually nonpartisan. So does it matter what party you're in? So the local is where we have our best chance. And we actually do win locally. We do. That does happen, right? There are local libertarians who won. In fact, there's one now in the state assembly in Wyoming has one actually state rep who's not only local, but in the state, their state assembly. So we do win locally here or there. It does happen because, again, it becomes more personal. What the top of the ticket should be doing is going out of its way to gain that popularity and then sharing it with the bottom of the ticket, which is why, Ben, you've probably seen I do Libertarians Drinking Coffee Live at least once a week, which is me taking the social media presence that I gained and giving it to local people. But people don't do that. I'm one of the only guys who does that. I don't know anyone else who does it, to tell you the truth.
What is it going to take, or how far are we from having a viable third party at scale?
We are sadly very far from that, right? When I started in 2016, I told people I have a 10-year plan. I think we can get some federal, someone at the federal level by 2026. That's what I think. I think we can do it by 2026. We can have someone, maybe a senator or a representative. I think we can get one by 2026. It's going to take a lot of time to make that happen. It's not easy. But the way it works now is you've got Democrats, Republicans up here, a long place, Libertarians, everybody else. Literally, if there's going to be a third party, it's Libertarians or nobody. We are literally the only other party besides the two big ones who have ballot access in all 50 states. What most people don't realize, you say, well, why in the world do we not have a third party? If you are a Democrat or Republican watching this show, listening to this show, realize something. Your party, every single year, sues people to throw them off the ballot. That is the norm. That is what Democrats and Republicans do that every single year. They sue to throw people off the ballot for any reason whatsoever. And judges are so insanely dumb. And I will say to any judge, you are insanely stupid. You are dumb. You are evil. You are wrong for throwing people off the ballot. Here's the reason why. What's the harm? There is no harm. There is no crime. There is no harm. Even if I, by mistake, got on the ballot in Seattle, Washington to be the mayor, right? By mistake. What's the harm? Is everyone going to vote for me all of a sudden? No. But what if they did? What if they all voted for me? Some guy they never heard of in Seattle. What if it actually happened? They all vote for Larry Sharpe in Seattle, Washington. I'm a New Yorker. They vote for me. And I win the election. And it's wrong. Good. They didn't want those two people who were on the ballot anyway, did they? They voted for nobody over them. It's still a win. It is the will of the people either way. There is absolutely no downside. There is no damage. There is no victim. And every single year they sue people to get them off the ballot. That's the reason why Donald Trump will not start a third party. That's the reason why Bloomberg didn't start another party. Bloomberg has so much money. There was one guy, I don't want to say which one because I don't want to give any confidence, but one of the guys who was considering running independently for president called me up. And the advantage of me in 2018 doing the campaign that I did is I did the largest independent campaign of 2018.
You were everywhere, man. You were everywhere.
So when people want to run in 2020,
I heard you talking about campaigning for real and campaigning on paper, and you were like, "I'm campaigning for real."
Absolutely, yes. So they would call me. So I would talk to their teams, and I would say, "Look, if you want to run independently in 2020, get the Libertarian line." No, we're going to do it independently. I said, "You know how much you're going to spend to get ballot access in these states?" He said, "How much?" So you're going to pay at least $25 million, at least. And you may not get it. The Green Party couldn't even get 30 states. And then the Green Party. Kanye West got like 12. And
isn't that crazy?
Yes. He got 12 states out of 50. The Democrat Republican Party are by default corrupt, and they keep everyone legally off of the ballot. The average person doesn't know that. They go, these people are suck. I can never vote for them. Well, the system tells us no. You set up a system to where you have to be wealthy to be able to have any chance of running and having success, or the establishment wins. Some people don't realize there were 5 people who ran for governor when I was running for governor. I was the only one not on a government paycheck. Every other one was on a government paycheck. They were literally being paid by taxpayers to run. I was the only one getting my ass kicked for free. I was the only one. And no one seemed to care. They didn't care at all. I'll tell you something else you might love. People will say, well, why aren't you in the polls, Larry? You should be in the polls. If you're in the polls, maybe you'd win. They do it, like that, like dismissive. Well, I thought the same thing. This, as I said, I learned my lesson the hard way, right? So I thought, naive of me, that if I run a real campaign, I raise money, the press will cover me, right? And if I do it right, they'll put me in the polls. I mean, I got my it was all legal, so they wouldn't cover me in the polls. So my team called and said, hey, why is Larry not in the polls? They said, well, because you don't buy the poll. Openly.
Say what?
You didn't buy the poll. Buy the poll.
You didn't buy the poll.
Yeah. Poll costs $40,000. Give us $40,000, you're in the poll. I'm not joking. And I'm saying that openly because that's how it works. If you buy the poll, you're in the poll. You don't buy the poll, you're in the poll. Now, I only raised a total of $500,000. Is that responsible of me to drop 40,000 of it on a poll? And that's donor money. Am I going to dump $40,000 of donor money on a poll? And what if it sucks and I come in terribly? And I didn't know what to do about that. I didn't know how to handle that. So it's about money. You got to raise tons of money. But I'm still not done. I wouldn't get covered in the press. So my team called up. I had a team of dozens of people all over. I had people calling. We got on Joe Rogan because we had a Twitter army. I mean, I had tons of people motivated. I had the entire country of libertarians doing stuff. So we asked them, why am I not, getting covered? They said, well, because you don't buy ads. Buy ads, we'll cover you. Literally. Buy ads, will cover you. This isn't like a secret. Like, this is the thing. That's why I can just say it out loud. Buy ads, it will cover you. That was it. So I got to drop $50,000 on ads to get covered? Yeah. Yes. So, I have the money.
So are you saying that money and power drive politics in the United States of America?
What I'm saying is I had no idea how much it did. The level is what I just did not understand. The level of it, like the magnitude of it, the power of I didn't get it. Now I do. Now I do. I completely get it. I learned my lesson the hard way. So all this stuff I learned, I was prepared to give to the presidential candidates. They didn't want to hear it. They knew better. I gave them advice. Don't do this, do that. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't care. I'm like, I've learned the lessons. Can I give you the lessons, please? Nope. Nope. So I give them to people who care. People come to me and ask, and I give it all the time. I literally did a video on how to run a campaign. It's free. Go to my website. Go watch it. So yeah, I do all the time. I learn a lot of lessons. So the third party isn't as easy as someone would think.
No.
They all think a lot of people think, well, just if you had a better candidate, then, no, the system is completely rigged against us. And it's completely rigged to keep a two-party system together for a very important reason. If it's only two parties, the actual politicians don't have to do anything. They simply have to protect you from the other. That's all they have to do. And they're going to fight and that horseshit they say all the time. I'm fighting for you. You're not fighting for anybody except yourself. You're just making sure
they don't have to do anything like, say, write an actual platform?
No, not required. Or even pass any laws. Why do you think we have executive orders all the time? People say it's because the president's bad. It's not because the president's bad. It's because our legislature has surrendered. Why do you think the president can bomb Iran or bomb Syria? Because our legislature has surrendered. And it's our fault. We have trained them to do nothing. Because if they do anything, we punish them. If they do nothing but yell about how they're fighting against the bad guy, we reelect them. This is our fault. This isn't theirs.
Oh, sure.
We've set up a system to where the best thing you can possibly do is go, yeah, other guy evil. And you get elected. No one cares about gerrymandering districts. That's fine. Supreme Court was like, yeah, that sounds good. How embarrassingly dumb is that for the Supreme Court? How embarrassingly stupid. Some of our judges are absolutely horrible human beings. The idea that you would, one, make corporations people. You can't do that. Let me tell you why you can't do that. If corporations are actually people, then I can't be audited. Do you know why? From a person, I have a Fifth Amendment right. Don't I? So I can't be audited, can I? They forgot that, didn't they? That's like the Bill of Rights. Literally, I can't be audited. I don't have to let you know what I'm doing. I don't have to testify against myself. Find the evidence, IRS. Right? But somehow that's
I never thought of it like that.
Wow.
Man.
I deal with lawyers. Right? That's what I do. Yes. So yeah, I am do that. You can't come in and search my place without a warrant, and I don't have to give you anything. Why would I? I'm testifying against myself at all. If I'm a person, I got to vote. Don't I vote? 14th Amendment says if I'm born in the United States, and most of them are born in Delaware, it's the United States, so corporations get to vote, don't they? Well, not the people. What idiot thought that was a good idea? They thought, you know what we'll do? We'll have, and I hear all the time, we need more laws for campaign finance. We have more laws for campaign finance than we've ever had. And we have more money in politics than we've ever had. The exact reverse is true. And the biggest issue is because corporations are people. They should not be people. If you actually want to have, and I'm giving you a real answer, if you actually want to have less money or fairer money in politics, if you actually want to do that, no laws except for one, total and absolute transparency. That's it. That's it. Total and absolute transparency. So if I want to give Ben, when he runs, $100,000, I can do so. But everyone needs to know that it was me who did it. I'm backing him. Larry, that won't matter. It did with Bloomberg, didn't it?
100%.
It did with Newt Gingrich when he had Adelson back.
100%.
It did. It does work. The data is in. When people know who's backing you, changes their vote, doesn't it? When they don't know who's backing you is when they fall for your garbage. So just make it transparent. I don't care if I'm gonna write a check for $1 billion. I don't care if Bill Gates wants to give me, please give me $10 billion to run. Please do that. But fine. I'll happily lose that election. No worries. Happily lose that election, Bill, if you're listening. So saying, he's probably out to watch it. He's probably out to watch it.
Probably.
Hopefully he's not. But anyway, but so again, my goal has always been transparency and simplicity. You should be thinking about, there's an example I brought up, which I use often, which is great. The difference between Uno, the game, and Dungeons and Dragons, the game. Now, I happen to love Dungeons and Dragons. Played a lot when I was a kid, played when I was an adult, love the game. But Uno versus that too, right? If I go to any place, a club, a bar, a diner, and I bust out a pack of Uno cards, and they go, hey guys, you want to play? I'll probably find somebody who wants to play. What the hell is playing Uno? Fine, right? And if you don't know how to play it, I can teach you in 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes, you'll know how to play the game. It's all good. What if I came with all my Dungeons and Dragons books and go, hey guys, you know my Dungeons and Dragons? I'm going to struggle to find somebody to play, but I might. And if I do find someone who wants to play, doesn't know how, it's 3 hours of explaining before they can even start anything and making characters and blah, 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 right? It's all that stuff. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Knopf's paying attention.
Dude, he's Knopf's in it to win it. Look at this guy.
Are on the
that
ball,
was
brother.
awesome.
And you know what's
That's
funny?
the way it is, man.
He was like looking for that the whole time. I saw his eyes. I was watching his eyes. I was saying, what's that guy looking for? That's what it was.
When you mentioned judges, I was like, fuck, man, this is...
Yep.
I know where this is going. This is exactly where I don't want it to be.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love the fight. Move your head to the left a little bit, Knoper. Pfizer. Love that.
Talk. Yes, absolutely. So, yes, thank you for that. That was good. So,
that was awesome.
I forgot where I was in my, what was I saying again?
That was Dungeons and Dragons. 3 hours
yes, thank you.
to
Yes.
teach people.
So I had 3 hours to teach them a whole thing, right? So, but not just that, right? So if I have a simpler system, more people will be involved in everything. If I have a simpler tax system, more people will pay taxes. If I have simpler laws to start a business, more people will start a business, blah, 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 blah. But something else, Dungeons and Dragons and Uno. Uno is so simple and so open that you don't need a referee. I know, right? A blue 2. If I put down a red 3, whoa, Larry, cheater, what's going on? You got to put down the 2 with the blue. What's wrong with you, right? Everyone knows. It's obvious. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to get busted. Everyone knows. I'm not going to cheat. I can't. Dungeons and Dragons, literally got a guy with the thing blocking you and lying and whatever and writing secret stuff. Did the whole thing. Whoever knows the book knows more stuff and can fight, whatever. It's unfair. The more details you have, the more it's like Dungeons and Dragons. The more, less people will use it. I want a simplified system. That's the most critical piece. It is the fairest system you can have. Will people still fail? Yes, some people lose at Uno. But you can still play the game. You've got a shot at least. You got no shot at Dungeons and Dragons if you haven't played. None. But you got a shot at Uno. And if you lose, it's a quick game. You're back in the fray again. You get second chance, third chance. You're back in the fray again. More like Uno, less like Dungeons and Dragons. I was teasing someone once. I said, we should have all of our laws written in Russian. He said, what? That I couldn't read the laws. You can't read them now. You can't read them now. Doesn't matter. Right. Put it in Russian. You're going to have to hire a Russian translator. Now you hire a lawyer. Same thing.
That's a valid point.
Same thing.
Good point.
Yeah. Put it in Russian. Who cares?
Larry, man, I mean, you're speaking our language. I mean, we talk about this a lot, and I don't know, man. I don't know how we get past it. The system is clearly broken.
You vote Libertarian. I got the answer for you. See, I came with the answer for you.
There you go. It's that simple. Vote Libertarian.
There we go. Solves everything. But I am serious about this. I want you to think about something for a second.
Yep.
Right now, and I'll give you a real example of this. I think libertarians are the actual healers. I'm not just saying that because it feels good. It does feel good. But that's not why I'm saying it. I'm saying because it actually happened. Death of George Floyd, right, last year. The right yells back the blue. The left yells defund the police. No change. Nothing. Nothing happens. One person does make a change. And that's the only libertarian congressman we had at the time. Last year, we had one libertarian congressman. It was Justin Amash out of Michigan. Justin Amash actually put together a bill to end qualified immunity. He was like, let me try to move this thing forward. How about we bring this issue to bear? Who can think about it at least? We'll start with qualified immunity. Let's start with that. Now, he's the only guy. He can't push this bill. What does he have to do? Cross the aisle, talk to Democrats, Republicans. And he did. It was the first tripartisan bill ever.
And get out.
That's absolutely true. Do your homework. That was the first tripartisan bill ever. Happened last summer. He saw a problem. He tried to fix it. He didn't jump on a side and blame the other. He tried to fix it. Democrats and Republicans got on board with that. Nancy Pelosi, Democrat. Mitch McConnell, Republican, wouldn't have it. Wouldn't even hear it. Didn't even get voted on. Nothing. Totally ignored. Nothing. What if you're a Republican now and you cross the aisle to Democrats? You lose your seat. What if you're a Democrat now? Cross the aisle, talk to Republicans, lose your seat. So imagine right now, in the Senate right now, imagine if we had only 2 libertarians. We would run the Senate because with a swing vote. We would literally be the swing vote. And you could talk to libertarians and you could actually join with us. You could make an actual coalition government with us. Something could get done. If something can move, the president doesn't have to be a dictator. He has to be a dictator because legislation won't do anything. So he must make executive orders because the assembly at a state level, or for us at the national level, the Senate and the Congress don't do anything. So the president by default must be an executive order person. Bush was, Obama was, Trump was, Biden is. It doesn't matter what party they're in. Nothing gets done, so you have to. So what does that mean? That means by default, because it's all executive orders, now judicial branch has to get involved, Supreme Court. You have to have activist judges. There's no choice. They must be. These dumb activist judges. You've given them no choice. Don't get me wrong. I hate judges. But it doesn't matter. There's no choice. They have to be activist judges because legislation's not doing anything. So it's all executive order. So we might as well get rid of Congress completely. Just have a president who's our king. And then we have the League of Nobles who sit here and go, oh, not nobles, I'm sorry. These will all be the religious caste. All the priests sit there and go, yes, God would approve. And that's it. Or no, God would not approve. That's all. That is our current system. Our current system is the priests sit there and decide if the king's orders are correct or not. That's our current system. We can fix it. with 2 libertarians in the Senate, with about 5 or 10 in the House. We can fix it. That's the repair. That's why I spend so much time doing this. That's why I spend so much time, because I cannot see any other answer. Libertarian Party is a disaster. It's a dumpster fire on wheels. It is. But without it, I'm walking. So I stay on it and I keep putting the fires out because I keep moving down, because I cannot see another answer. Anything else, if you see it, you're watching it. This current environment breaks up families. Literally. Breaks up families. Brothers who don't talk to each other anymore. Sisters don't talk to each other anymore. How many times, if you don't support Trump, just unfriend me now. Or the reverse, if you support Trump, unfriend me now. So now they don't talk anymore. Because of that? That's your reason. Yes. So how in the world are we going to get any better? We can't. There's no healing. The only healing is to a third party. That's it. No other answer. Hope I gave you your answer.
That's fantastic.
Holy shit.
That is ridiculous, because I am, it's broken. There's no question in my mind that it's broken. And you really just laid it out. I wish we had more time. I hope that we can stay in touch. I hope that we're going to continue to follow you. We're going to support you in whatever that you're doing in the future, because I think you're really aligned with a lot of the things that we believe here at Business Over Beer. We got to leave it there for tonight. But before we go, Ben, it's time.
Is it time already?
It's time already. And I know you've got to be salivating over this one, bro.
Larry.
Uh-oh. What did I do wrong?
It is time for the final question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
The answer is 42.
Fuck. We're done.
There we go. Told you got magic powers.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
So you are running for X. I'm not going to even say president. It could be whatever. And you have to pick a running mate. But this person is not alive. Somebody
alive. So how am I carrying him around?
Well, whatever. It's a ghost. It's a final question. It's our question.
Ghost. Oh, I like the ghost job. I want a ghost.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
There's Sasquatch and there's ghosts.
Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's, Larry?
No. Me and the ghost VP. I love it.
Anybody from history is your.
I can pick an air from history. Oh, got it. Okay. I thought you really want to make it a ghost. Like, all right.
You can make it a ghost. Make it Patrick Swayze. That would be pretty cool, actually.
We'd be dancing. Is that tomorrow?
I was just going to say that, Ben. Get out of my head.
That's for sure.
Nobody puts Larry in a corner.
Absolutely. 100%.
Unfortunately, you can't pick Canope, though.
Oh, well, now I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So I got to pick somebody to be my VP now.
Doesn't matter. Running mate.
Running mate now.
From history.
If I had to bring somebody now, it's a tough one, because the problem is, from history, currently with so much of the one striking you out rule and cancel culture, anybody would be a horrible person no matter what I would say, unless they were, like, I don't know, born 5 years ago. So there's going to be damage no matter who I pick. Do they have to be American?
No, it's your running mate.
Anybody.
It's a tough one. I think I would probably pick Gandhi.
Holy shit.
Because Gandhi was someone who was humble enough to accept his faults. He was open enough to accept all religions and all people. He was prepared to die for his cause. He was completely no violence, as I am. He's a pacifist. And when they asked Gandhi during World War II, when they asked him, how could your tactics of nonviolence work against Hitler? He said, well, they could work, but not without defeats. And don't you have defeats in your war against Hitler? And she was like, well, yeah. So I would have defeats too. But my way works, because in the long run, it wins. And when the British asked Gandhi, what do you think, we're just going to walk out of here? He said, yeah. When at that point, there were 500 million Indians. He said, when 500 million Indians simply refuse to do what 10,000 British soldiers tell them to do, you'll walk away and we'll still be friends. and I want this nation to heal, I need a healer. I need a healer. Someone who will say, I don't care if you yelled at me. I don't care if you're angry at me. You're still my brother. You're still my sister, right? I tease Democrats, Republicans, and I say, Republicans want to be your dad. They want to protect you from everything, right? But the Democrats want to be your mom. They want to give you everything. Libertarians want to be your sibling, just your brother. That's all I want to be is your brother. I want to love you. You love me. We don't live together, right? I get it. But when you need a ride to the airport, I'm there.
Damn right.
So I go with Gandhi.
That's outstanding. That's one of the best final question answers we've ever
For
had.
real. For real.
Definitely.
That's great, man. Larry, again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Appreciate you taking the time. If people want to find out more about the Neo Sage group or about the Sharpe Way with Larry Sharpe, where would you like people to go?
Just Google Larry Sharpe with an E. I'm everywhere. It doesn't matter. You Google the Neo Sage, I'm everywhere. My stuff is very unique. If you Google Sharpe Way, I'm the whole first page of Google. You Google Neo Sage, I'm the whole first page of Google. You Google Larry Sharpe, I'm the whole first page of Google. Whichever you like. Enjoy.
Outstanding. Well, and as always, everything that we talked about tonight, including all of Larry's contact information, will be in the show notes and the blog post for this episode. Please go check it out now.
Hey, Knoper.
Yeah.
If people want to find Business Over Beer, where do they go?
They go to bizoverbeer.com, bizoverbeer.com. We got the podcast. We got the blog. The blog's fantastic, by the way. Kaylor, you're doing a killer job. And you got all our social media handles there at bizoverbeer.com, bizoverbeer.com. That's it.
And if you want to be a Patreon and support what we're trying to do, and we're trying to create a culture here, a community of entrepreneurs, small business owners, people who are passionate about what they do in the community, we would love to have your support. Larry, I've always said the Libertarian Party has the best product, but the worst marketing. Yep. But with you, there is hope.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining us. Kaylor, Knoper, people listening, people watching, Sasquatch hunters, we're after you. We're on your heels. Thank you so much. We will see you all next time.
Good night.
Business Over Beer reminds you to always drink responsibly. Our theme song is Idiocracy by Christian Leo. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Business Over Beer, a TH3 Entertainment production.